that's what I call a cigar.
And you are the expert on cigars, Mr. Gompers.
I should be, Mr. Brandeis, after all these years of leading the Cigar Makers Union.
It is admirable that you still retain an interest in your original union, when you now have to be concerned with the entire Federation.
We're all workers, so we stand together, but, you know, Brandeis, I'm not sure you really have our best interest at heart. It seems to me that...
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Why, Mrs. Gilbreth, what are you doing here?
It's a great surprise to see one of the leaders of scientific management here, in a stronghold of the labor movement. We're here not to open old arguments.
Who is this young pup?
This is one of my assistants, Mr. Macy Johnson. Macy, this is Mr. Gompers, the president of the American Federation of Labor. And Mr. Brandeis, a distinguished lawyer.
How do you do? Mr. Brandeis, I've heard of you. I've heard that you're a sure thing for the Supreme Court. Never mind that, young man. I'm here today to support the working class.
We're all here for that, Mr. Brandeis, in spite of what Mr. Gompers thinks.
Yes, the whole point of studying workers is to make their jobs easier.
Oh, is it? Seems to me like the goal is to increase profits for the owners by turning men into machines, turning out low-quality work just to meet some arbitrary time standard, driving workers beyond human endurance just to make the managers look good.
That's enough, Mr. Gompers. I recognize that your concerns are valid, and Frank and I are starting worker fatigue right now. And what's more, you're beginning to look like a capitalist yourself. That wool suit you're wearing would do justice to a millionaire.
A capitalist? How dare you call me such a thing, when I've devoted my life to the cause of labor?
Oh, Mr. Gompers, you mustn't take me seriously. I was just teasing you. But my purpose here today is not to rehash our old conflicts, but to possibly save a man's life.
Save a life? Well, of course, Mr. Gompers and I will give you all the assistance we can.
Of course.
But who is in danger?
Mr. Taylor has disappeared from his home while he was weak and ill.
And you think I had something to do with it? Look, just because I'm a union man...
No, Mr. Gompers, I am not accusing you. But I do have very few leads, and your letter is one of them.
Yes, what did you mean by we have unfinished business with you?
Are you accusing me of making threats, young man?
Mr. Johnson, do you think what you are saying? Mr. Gompers is a distinguished leader of men...
Now, gentlemen, no one is accusing anyone of anything. It's just that Mr. Taylor was heard to mutter something about unfinished business before he disappeared. Naturally, when we learned he had received a letter from you containing that exact phrase, we were bound to come in and find out what it meant.
Come in.
Letter from Mrs. Gilbreth. Is that you, ma'am?
Yes, but who would send me a letter here?
It was forwarded from Providence, ma'am.
Ah, Frank must have sent it after me. Here you go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ah, it's from Louise Taylor. She found a page torn from a book. It seems to have blown off the porch where her husband was sitting. How interesting.
What's so interesting?
It could be another clue about the unfinished business.
Aha, so it wasn't me.
No, but it opens up a whole new line of inquiry. Macy!
Yes, ma'am?
To the Model T!
Yes, ma'am.